Welcome to an inside look at Reedsburg School District's journey with UDL trials in Webb Middle School and Reedsburg Area High School. This video highlights the insights, reflections, and successes from educators who participated in the UDL trials. Both Webb Middle and Reedsburg Area High Schools engaged in these trials, bringing diverse perspectives and challenges. Meet the dedicated individuals who spearheaded the UDL implementation in our district.
Hi, my name is Mark Olson. My official title at the School District of Reedsburg is Director of Data and Professional Development, and I supported UDL trials this year from the district level.
I'm David Fitzpatrick. I'm the instructional coach at the high school here, and I worked with 3 teachers here as part of the UDL trials.
And my name is Tina Sukup. I'm the 6-8 instructional coach at Webb Middle School here in Reedsburg, and I supported 3 teachers through the trials, 1 at each grade level.
Let's dive into the implementation trials specifically at Webb Middle School.
The teachers that participated in the UDL trials at Webb Middle School were Alan Wunsch, who teaches robotics and infotech at 6-8, Alexis Verteen, who teaches 7th grade science, and Tressa Bauer, who teaches 6th grade science.
See how UDL principles were integrated into daily lessons and activities.
Share with me how you use UDL in your classroom.
So I use UDL all over my classroom. So I start with getting engaged in lessons, getting the kids hooked, letting them know what they need to be doing and what the goal is. Even if it's like we're looking up the vocabulary, we're doing this to review, to learn, this is what we're doing. I put a lot of images in my lessons, images, captions, emojis, just to try to get them more engaged. Some kids learn better by seeing a model, some kids learn better by drawing models. So we'll do both of those. I put in videos to make it a little more engaging as well. With the content, since I'm science and math, my science content is very heavy content. And so we've got a lot to get into the lessons and a lot of content for them to learn. So those videos and even songs with the terms, they're annoying, but they get stuck in their heads, and some kids are going to pick up on that. So lots of different ways to try to get the content to them. So that's representation, right? We'll use boards so that they can write on different things, so that they can show their work in different ways. Getting them up and moving helps. Working with partners, we've used a lot. Talking with elbow partners, small group, larger group, just giving them some choices so that they can find a way that best helps them learn.
Excellent. What growth did you see in your students this year?
Tons of growth. Increased engagement, increased participation. When we were reviewing for vocabulary yesterday, we didn't have enough vocabulary words for the hands, right? So lots of kids are wanting to participate. When they feel that confidence, when they feel successful, they get confidence, and then they want to show it, and then they participate more. You can see them interested even in topics where it's like circulatory system and heredity. So it's really good to see.
What would you do differently next year?
Yeah, next year I want to keep doing the same stuff, but I want to make sure that the kids are more goal reflecting on their progress, so that they know, right? They're like baby secondary learners right now. They're coming into us, they don't know how to take a test, they don't know how to study, they don't know what works for them. So finding things that work for them, that's what I'm presenting to them, but I want them to know, hey, this is what works for me. I need to do this. This is my level of engagement. Maybe they can up it a little bit. When I'm doing this, I'm not showing it. So more reflective with themselves, within themselves, of how they are doing and what is their level of engagement.
Giving them some life skills.
Life skills, so that they know this is what works for me and can apply it elsewhere.
Yes.
Right? Like I need those flashcards. I prefer to write a story. I prefer to draw a comic on it. I prefer to do a presentation. What do I like to do and what best works for me?
Thank you so much.
We had a really great start to our trials this year. We were fortunate enough to have the support of our school district this year with our PD times that we had throughout the year, roughly every once a month, were devoted to training all the teachers in UDL. So that was a really good support for not only the teachers that were involved in the trials, but our whole district. That support kind of enhanced their learning and made it a smoother process for them, I believe. What we learned from the whole process, I believe, is the teachers kind of struggled with doing the PD and the trials at kind of simultaneously at the same time. I think if they would have had a little bit more stronger background right away, that would have helped with the start of the trials. So doing things differently in the future, I feel like a stronger front load with the teachers that are involved in the trials ahead of time, and then jumping into the trials after that would have been a better option for us.
At Reedsburg Area High School, we had Alex Luther as part of our social studies department with a couple sections of modern U.S. history. We had Corey Boughton in our math department with a couple sections of geometry. And then Katie Kammerdiner from science, who had a couple sections of earth and physical science.
Our mentor shares observations on successes and challenges from Reedsburg High School.
We struggled a little bit at the high school implementing the trials, and I don't think it was necessarily anything to do with the trials necessarily, but part of it was honestly the culture of our school was great in involving the teachers who volunteered to be part of this trial, but also at the high school we have an immense amount of autonomy, and so it became a struggle with having instructional leader voices in pushing for UDL. When we had these PD days throughout the school year, they often felt just a little bit too isolated. We might have had a better chance if we had taken our trialists, our trial teachers out to take advantage of some of that time working with one another, as well as maybe planning a unit more specifically. It also was a bit of a struggle for me as the mentor for them, in that I had 3 different teachers in 3 separate departments with multiple classes with several indicator students in each of those classes, and I found it too difficult to get in there for planning, get in there for reflecting on the classes that I'd seen and getting in all those classes, especially when we had students mix at semester. It turned into double my ability to get in and observe classes. However, we did learn that when I was able to get in and help collaborate with teachers on having lessons that did implement some UDL principles, generally found some success in it, to the degree that I feel like the teachers, if they had more of an opportunity to plan a unit and be more intentional about it, they would have seen a lot more success. A worry of mine was that they'd see this not work out the way we wanted to and then turn sour on UDL, but that really wasn't the case at all. But some more time would have helped with that for sure. If we were to do this trials in the future, I think differently, we would have more professional development for those teachers specifically. We also asked those teachers whom we felt like would do a really great job with this, whether they would. And teachers that we assume will do very well with UDL are also teachers that get asked to do a lot of things, and they say yes a lot. I think I would advocate in the future for maybe a whole single department to take this on so they could collaborate with one another, or if it's just a few teachers, make it strictly volunteer to see who would be ready to take this on because they absolutely want to, and maybe not that they're just trying to appease the people in the building and be a leader. One other piece that I think we should do differently is just have a bigger whole school voice in this. I wish we spent more time celebrating the teachers that were putting in this work.
Let's explore the overall successes and highlights that the district has experienced. Mark provides his reflections on the UDL journey and the progress we've made as a district.
Rubric, we landed on 8 different areas: personal choices, task initiation and completion, collaboration, class discussion, focus and attention, work quality, curiosity and initiative, and response to feedback. And these bars represent the baseline and the final data of the trial. So you can see that, at least for behavior, we had some nice gains in all areas. Moving on to the academic data, we landed on 4 different areas. We did claim, evidence, and reasoning, and then we also had a rubric on vocabulary. And you can see we had some nice gains in all of those areas as well.
Recognizing the notable achievements and growth seen throughout the UDL trials, we encourage other educators to embrace UDL and see the positive impact it can have on their students. In conclusion, we hope this video has provided valuable insights into our UDL journey. Thank you to everyone who participated in and supported the UDL trials.